What's good, y'all? It's your boy Truly, and I'm here with the one and only.
Got DJ Groovy.
What's good, bro?
How you doing?
It's been a long time coming. We're supposed to do this for a minute, but I got it up and launched soon. But I'm glad we're here now, bro.
Good to be here, man.
But what's good with you, bro? How you doing? How you surviving in this hot weather, bro?
It's too hot, man. I just work, and then if not, I'm gonna stay inside. I'm not doing much, man. It's too hot for that, man.
Stay inside. I'm like, people say you should be used to it by now, but I'm like, nah, this isn't heat to be getting used to.
You could just be standing still and start sweating. It's not good.
See, I called it out. I was like, man, it hasn't been as hot lately, and then the next week gets hot, the hottest it's been. So
I can't wait for winter, man.
Can't wait for the winter time. I just want to put a sweater on, bro.
You need to get cold. I think your beanies back.
Yeah, I know. Beanie. Yeah, you need to put the beanie. Those of you that don't know, like, how'd you get into the whole like music DJing scene?
So before I was a DJ, I was actually a security guard, head of security. And I actually got into DJing at first. Shout out my boy DJ Samar. Shout out Samar. That man right there, he's the one that really got me started on it and was like, yo, you got to really get up on it. And at first I had got the equipment, got my laptop and everything, and I was just sitting on it. I was bullshitting. And then next thing you know, he was like, no, you got to get on it for real. And then next thing you know, I started doing it. And then now it's been 2 years now. 2 years now, and I've been doing it for 2 years. It'll be 3 years in January.
That's dope. So, and that transition from, I mean, you're like you said, you're in the nightlife obviously because you're doing security and stuff. You're doing your top flight security, groovy,
right?
But but no, that's cool though that like you were able to transition to that and like I'm gonna be honest with you in this like DJing game, like a lot of people don't like to help each other out. No, so one thing about, I could tell Samar, vouch for myself, is like he's one of those people that are always like, oh, okay, cool, you want to do it, and always been like that, helping. Same thing with me as when he wanted to start doing shows, I was like, cool, let's do it. You know what I mean? And so like we've always been like kind of like the helping community and stuff like that. So and it's hard to find really in like the DJing community or anything that you try to do, you try to get into something. Everyone always wants to be like that person that's in charge or like running something. So that's really cool that you had somebody like Samar kind of guide you and get you the way. So that's smooth, bro. So when was it when you're like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna take this a little more serious than I thought I was going to?
Once he was telling me for real, and then they actually gave me the opportunity to actually play at the location, which was the Hut, which I no longer play there. Yeah. That's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna start taking it serious because this is when they actually want me to do this. So then after, I want to say like 2-3 months, that was when I actually got to get to be able to play outside. And then therefore, there on, I was like, okay. I started taking it even more serious once I realized that I can really be good at it. Because I would never expect myself to be a DJ. Yeah. And because it happened all so quick too as well. So that's the good thing about it too. Because I was like, I kind of started backwards, and I think that's why I became so far in just less time. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's pretty good.
That's good. And then before getting into the whole DJing thing, were you a music head? Did you like music?
Oh yeah, I always listen to music. So I think that's what made it even easier for me. Yeah. So I always listen to music. Even before then, I used to make beats on FL Studio. Okay. So shout out FL Studio. Comes through for everyone. If you want to start up doing it, FL Studio's always there for you to get it going. So that's smooth though. So you already had like a music background a little bit, not too much, but you're like, all right, cool. Like I'm gonna get into like the producing side. I'm gonna get into, you already know type of music. So when you got into it, it was probably like once you learn how to like, get the BPMs going and stuff like that, it was probably easy for you to be, oh, this song probably matches this song. Yeah. It was so much easier with that too, yeah. So
that's smooth. Being a DJ in Tucson, you've obviously done events in Phoenix and stuff like that. Would you say like there's a difference as far as like the music you could play here more than you could play in like other places?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely out here, like if you compare it to Phoenix, there's obviously more locations and stuff out there to play. But I think there's a lot more clubs and venues that do things a lot different than we also do down here. Yeah. Like not everywhere. Like there's a lot of clubs down there where they actually get it going because they actually have an MC. Some places just have straight DJs. Some of them have DJs the way they only want them to play this and only want them to play that. And it's like sometimes it's like you gotta let the DJ read the crowd. Yeah.
No, that's smooth. And then, as far as like being a DJ going into 2.5, almost 3 years already, what's one thing that you've learned that you took from this that you maybe thought could help you out going forward to having another 3 years being a DJ and stuff like that?
So me doing this for as long as I have, it's like long but short. I felt like me doing what I do and me able to go into certain places and do certain events and stuff like that, that's when I'm like, I feel like I can take this into something that could turn into a longer run. Obviously, I want it to be longer. I want to be able to play different cities and everything like that. So this is just the beginning.
But it's something you want to keep growing with.
Oh yeah, this is something that I'm definitely gonna keep growing with.
Do you remember like your first gig to where like you were nervous and you're just like you were like hyped going through it, and then when it came to the time, you're just like, I'm about to do this, and you did you ever have those jitters?
I remember the first that I remember. Man, I was actually so stressed out at the same time because the speakers weren't working.
Oh man!
And we couldn't get the speakers working for like a good hour. And I was like stressed out. So I was like, man, there is no way. But I still had like a good group of people that were there. So that day, so I was like, man, that shit, I was like, damn, that sucked. But like, I still was able to play. And then I was able to do it again that same, it was on a Sunday. I started off on a Sunday. And then I did it again next week on a Sunday. And then after that, I got moved outside.
Yeah.
So it took about 2 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope. So it's something that like you just kind of like, you got thrown into it and was like, all right, I'm here already. I'm going to.
No, I had asked them if I could DJ, so they gave me a Sunday, regardless if it would be. It was almost like a interview. Like they wanted to see how I would do before I'd be able to actually go outside.
Yeah.
But I still had people there. Like people would still come inside, so like therefore it was still good.
Yeah.
So like and then therefore after that was when I started taking it serious because I was like, okay, they actually put me here, so it's like now I can actually take it somewhere else, and that would be the next thing would be outside and on a weekend, and then eventually that happened, and then after that more places hit me up, and then I had got introduced to you, which you gave me a lot of opportunities, and I appreciate you for that, man. You gave me a lot of things. You gave me concerts. You gave me the Nuggets. You gave me Pretty Girls, which is amazing. Which you've done that for what, about a year, 2 years now?
Yeah, about 2 years.
Which is about 2 years now, which is amazing because people are talking about it. You've had it here. You moved it to Phoenix. So it's like that's something that's different. Yeah, because that's not something that any other certain DJ that I have seen recently to do that out here and then push it somewhere else. Like that's what we're all trying to do, and it's like, and it pretty much started off to me for there, and then. Yeah, so like, I look up to you too, bro. Appreciate that, bro.
Appreciate you. And the first time I met you and I heard you play, I was actually went to go somewhere. I was like telling me about you. Went to go check you out at the Hut. And I was like, bro, this dude's fire. Like you already knew. You know how to work the crowd, because obviously like the one thing about DJ, people are like, we want to play what we want to play, but obviously we know we can't do that all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's like, being able to read the crowd, and I felt like you're starting off and you read the crowd very well. So I thought that's always a plus, Yeah. As far as like working, especially at the Hut, those are different type of crowd more than you could play like at a hip hop crowd. Like Cobra Sunday nights, there's certain things you're gonna play there you're not gonna play at the Hut. So being able to like know a different like catalog of music is really big. So I noticed that off the rip, and then the fact that you were hungry for it, you kept wanting to do gigs and doing stuff. So that, to me, I never really got the opportunity to like someone to really like be like, oh, like here's this gig and that. So like I was able to do that like myself. So being able to see someone that like was hungry themselves, like, and if I have an opportunity to put you in a position, by all means, and that's the way I saw it, is like I saw you like hungry, wanting to do it. So it was easy to be like, I could trust this guy to go do something, and I already know he's going to make that relationship himself. So yeah, bro. So to see your growth from the first time I ever seen you to now, bro, it's amazing, because I see like your ear for music as well, as far as like, I see a lot of like, I saw you doing like a house set the other day with it was like a night, like after hours thing for Olsman's event. Like you did a whole house, like something different that from when I met you weren't doing, So tell me a little more about like how you got into like that scene, and if it's something you want to grow into.
So with that, I honestly appreciate every single DJ in Tucson, man. I've learned every single thing from every single person. I've seen a lot of them play, and I've got to be able to see how they do it and see how every single person is different. Like, shout out to, for one, Posy, because he also seen the same potential for me to get into, get into Cobra. Yeah. And then next thing you know, it's like I started seeing house and stuff like that, and then shout out Good Day, Good Night. They seen that I was trying to take something in that serious, and then they started putting me into house scenes and stuff like that too, and I started taking more serious at my craft in that. And ever since with that, like that's what I was like, like that's what makes me more of like a really open format. Like I want to be able to do every single genre that I can, so that at least one person in that room was going to dance. And then so with that too, I definitely want to take the house scene and obviously do that more, and I obviously want to produce with the house music.
That's fire.
Yeah,
that's really it's an ongoing thing. You see like we see these like entertainers going into the scene. We see a lot of like people influencers going into the DJing scene. So it's dope to see, and a lot of DJs that do the hip hop and stuff like that, there's transitioning into doing house and stuff like that because it's a big market for it. You know, they have a huge festival here, EDC every year. You know, that's one of the biggest electric festivals that, like, you know, you see a lot of people that are getting into that stuff. And me personally, I was never really into it, but now I'm getting into it. You know what I mean? Like my girl likes that type of music. Well, she likes to look at her friends and stuff like that. They like it, so I'm like, all right, cool, I'll give it a listen. And I've been listening to it a lot lately, and I'm all right, cool. I can get into it. I'm not really too big on like the bass, like the heavy bass stuff. I can see why people like it though, but like, you know, I'm more of like the house stuff. I could get into the house, but I'm like getting my feet wet still. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's always been those songs, those mainstream songs that we like that are like electric songs and stuff like that. But like now I'm getting like a little deeper, and I'm all right, cool. Like I get it now, you know. But at first it's like we can't really judge it until like we see what it is, and now I see the vision, and I see why people like it, you know. And then the name Groovy, like, how did you get your name? Did you just be like, oh, I'm just gonna call myself Groovy one night, or like did you like put it together? What was that?
So originally, when I was growing up more, kind of still now, I used to dance a lot. So then they would just call me Groovy, like, damn, he's groovy. He's always grooving. So I'm like, damn, it's groovy. So then it would be from Groovy from there on, and then ever since then, I kept that growing up. And then the only time that I did switch it was when I did the name. Instead of the VY, I do the VIE.
Oh, that's cool. And was it something that you kind of knew, like, okay, this just has to be my name, like it just makes sense?
So not at first. At first, I did it, and I was like, I don't think it's gonna stick. And I was thinking about changing it, and then it actually ended up catching on. So I was like, might as well stay with it.
Yeah.
But I don't really know what my second option would have been though.
Oh yeah, no, I feel that. That's smooth. That's usually what it is. The name you feel at first, it should be that. You know, there's been names I thought about too in the past. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna keep it like that. I mean, technically, I used to go by Yours Truly, and then I just cut the yours down just because everyone was like Truly, call me Truly. So no one really ever called me Yours Truly. So I was like, just cut the yours out and call it Truly, and it's been stuck on that. So I feel that. Yeah. And you know, you have your Motown Mondays and stuff like that. So talking about like, you know, how I built tonight and like kept it going. Like you built tonight on a night where people normally don't go out, you know? So that's pretty smooth. And like what gave you the idea to start like building that to be like, okay, cool, like even though it's on a Monday where people probably might not come out, I want to try this whole thing because you said you used to dance. So I'm pretty sure you used to dance to that type of music, like the Motown music, correct?
Correct.
And it just makes sense to just full circle. So tell me a little more about that.
So also growing up too, my dad was also a DJ, but I never thought about being a DJ. But I always remember growing up listening to oldies and stuff like that through my parents. Then I always thought I want to do something that was like, it would be obviously a night that where it's like nobody like or other places are going to necessarily play this. So this would be a perfect night to do that. It's like I would just hope more people would come out. They don't have to stay for long, but it's like it'd be like a different vibe. It's definitely a good thing that I started. I'm glad I did it. It's going pretty good, and I'm just appreciative to all the people that do come out because it's definitely on a Monday and they don't have to, but a lot of people do show up and show love, and I appreciate that.
That's good too, especially if it's something you built. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I first launched the night, it was like maybe like 1 to like 10 people like in the first hour, and I was like, okay, cool, you know, and then a couple more people pull up, and I was like, okay, cool. And then it gets to that point to where it's like, oh damn, like it's just known, like you know. And I feel like I said on Monday too, is like you know on a Monday like you're gonna pull up on Groovy for Motown Mondays, and I think that's cool. I feel like it's one of those things like it's like you gotta go, or if you haven't gone yet, you gotta go check it out.
Yeah, you gotta.
And I feel like every time you probably do, there's probably someone new, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna check it out, or I'm gonna tell someone about it, and that's what it's all about. Especially like I feel like in the DJing community is like kind of gets repetitive, especially like you know if you're like a resident DJ places, it's probably like repetitive. Oh, I gotta do this, gotta play this, and it's like. So when you step out of your comfort zone and do something that normally no one's doing, it's like, you know, you got to build something and people will come. That's the way I say it. So,
yeah, I feel it.
And you know, I know like, so it's like if you know thing about you because I'm a little closer to you than most people. So like the basketball thing, was basketball like your main thing before everything? Like,
oh yeah,
that was your
growing up. I love hooping. I still do it. Still love it. I was able to become a coach for the Joseph Blair basketball camp, which is they do it every year now, which is great. I love teaching kids how to play basketball as well. It's fun. Love seeing them compete. Love seeing them give their all. And then I used to be one of those kids at them camps about 12 years ago. So now being able to teach them is a lot of fun.
That's what. So
yeah.
You've always been like active doing something.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
cool. And then one thing I like to tell a lot of my guests. So if you could talk to 16-year-old Groovy right now and like talk to him and to get into a position where you're at now, what would you say to him right now?
I would probably tell him to start earlier. Probably tell myself to start a little earlier, but also there's nothing wrong with starting at the same time that I did due to being patient, and then that led me to a lot of opportunities. And if I did, I probably wouldn't be where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So I would just tell myself to keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah. And one thing that I like about you too is like, if there's the outside world happening, like you when you DJ, you leave all like that at the door and you just kind of go in there because we all go through things, especially like with the DJ and stuff. It's like regardless, like it's hard for us to call out or do certain things because people like expect us to be there. It's our job, obviously. It's just anything we do. So it's like I like how if you're going through like stuff on the outside world, like when you come into the DJing world, it's like you leave it at the door and you're just there to make sure everyone has a good time.
Yeah,
which is hard. It's not easy because at the end of the day, like people don't know that like we have feelings or emotions and stuff. Like it's just like, hey, like fucking play Bad Bunny and it's like and like low key it's just like and as much as it gets annoying sometimes we want to say stuff, but it's like all right, cool. And we're there to entertain people, you know what I mean, and make sure they have a good time. So it's like but every song doesn't have to be a Bad Bunny song, but. No. What do you think about the whole phone thing when people come to you on the phone and they put it on their like what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't.
And do you feel like the whole like Bad Bunny like kind of ruined that whole like club thing, so where like you got to play Bad Bunny for the club to have a good night? What do you think about all that?
I don't think you have to. I just feel like they want that for themselves personally, but it's like if you can read it, I don't think I have to play Bad Bunny. Yeah. But like I don't mind you coming up and then just showing that. And it's like, okay, cool. And then leave it at that one time. I'm gonna make my way to it. But if you keep doing it, it's like, where is it? Like I need it right now. It's like it's not gonna happen right now. Yeah. Like now it's not gonna happen because it does not work like that. Like, no. So
has there been a time where you had a disagreement with someone coming up to you and like asking you for a song?
Yeah. Yeah, and then like sometimes it'd be like the small disagreements. Like it'll be like they'll ask me for a song request and I'll literally play it like a song ago and then they won't be there. They'll just walk in and they'll be like, well, I just missed it. I didn't hear it. I'm like, I had to play together. Like, no, I missed it. Play it right now. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. And they don't understand. It's like, because sometimes people requests are like OD. Like it's like, come on, like I really like you really. With me, like if it's early in the night and there's the people still getting there and stuff, it makes sense and they have like a good little group there. I'll play it,
Yeah.
But if it's like, it's like the peak of the night, it's hot, everyone's dancing, and you want me to play freaking, I'm trying to think of a song people like. So you want to play like a Bad Bunny song when I'm in my trap mode right now. I'm in my trap bag and everyone's dancing, singing. Like it's gonna be hard for like I could do it, but it's like, come on, like let's read the crowd a little bit. Like I'll work it in, but not right now. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, I feel like the whole phone thing, bro. I hate it, bro. Especially if you don't play that song. You ask for a request and like, okay, cool, I'll play it right now. And it's like if you don't play it in 2 songs, they're like about to lose their shit. Yeah. And that's one thing I'm just like I get annoyed by.
And honestly, like just because like if they get mad and entitled, there'll be sometimes where those people end up leaving.
Yeah.
But they just have to realize like it does not work like that. Yeah. Sometimes it's like I just want to be like, why don't you come up here and you go ahead and show me how easy it is? Because at first it's really not easy. Yeah. It's not. And it's like even if you do get it down, you got to read the crowd.
Yeah.
You can't just necessarily always play what you want to play. You can't. Exactly. You got to read the crowd.
And what's one of your favorite clubs to play in town? Like what's one of your favorite spots to play? Where you can kind of be yourself, play your set, and just.
I like Playground for sure, Hotel Congress, and I do like Cobra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's smooth, and I feel like all those are like different. You're gonna play different genres at all 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, those would be my favorite because I've been there for a while. Yeah.
what are you listening to right now? What's Groovy listening to? What's on his playlist? You mean like 2 or 3 songs or artists that you're messing with right now?
So artist Lucky, I'm a huge Lucky fan.
Yeah,
huge Lucky fan. Lately, some more K Tronada, like crazy K Tronada, and then also I've been lately Isaiah Rashad, man.
Isaiah Rashad,
Yeah,
can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
Smooth, yeah. A lot of those artists, all 3 of those artists you mentioned, they all have a catalog of stuff. Like I remember listening to Lucky like back in the day. So to see like him being able to stay relevant and switch up on a whole flow and still be able to do this is fire. So same thing with Isaiah Rashad. Like we all grew up with them. You know what I mean? So like seeing kind of where they're at now and still pushing their music, they have that fan base, which is hard to keep. Music is so different now to where like, you could have a hit song one day and it'd be gone and people don't care. Yeah. Like right now for me, like the song of the summer, I would say is Spin That. Spin That's probably the song of the summer as far as like getting requested and stuff like that.
I would agree.
Which I'm a little disappointed because as a Drake fan, like I thought it would be one of the Drake songs that it's crazy because like I try it in the clubs and stuff like that. There's a couple you can play, but more of the stuff you can play in the car more than you could really play in the club.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would really say like I feel like what do you think about the music coming out right now? Do you feel like it's hard for you to find music to play in your sets weekly, or do you feel like it's stuff that you could squeeze in there?
No, not really, because there be some times where I test some new things, see if they work or not. Most likely they do work. Sometimes they don't. So it's like, or sometimes it could just be the timing of it.
Yeah.
Definitely like love slowing it down at the end when it's like you could be something hard earlier track, but then when you have to actually go, you make your way like down to slow it down. That's good. Yeah. And it's like it's good to read the crowd, the tempo, because if you just do something straight on for people are just gonna dance for hours and hours, they're gonna get tired and they're gonna go sit down. Yeah. It's like
And what's one thing about you that you'd want the people watching this to know about you that they wouldn't know?
That I'm a human too, man.
Yeah.
Like you said, I got feelings, man. It's like there be times where I be going through. It's like just come out and enjoy yourself. Like just appreciate the night, have fun, like, and get home safe.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like make sure like everybody's treated fairly and the same. Like that's it, man. Pretty much.
Yeah, and that's what we want. We want to make sure that we get home safe. Like seeing the stuff that just happened, a couple weeks ago, like downtown. And like for us, like it sucks because you know what I mean. Like we don't know like. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, but like we don't know if we're gonna have a job next week, like DJing down. You know, we don't know if they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? We're shutting down all the clubs. We're gonna do that, and like when stuff like that happens, it messes it up for everybody, not just you know what I mean. Like, so I'm glad everyone's okay, but it's like it's an unfortunate situation when like stuff like that happens because at the end of the day, as the DJs sometimes always get blamed for stuff like that, or it was too lit down there. But I mean, this is after hours. People getting pizza, chilling, waiting for their Ubers, like. Minding their own business, and stuff like this happens. It's unfortunate, And I don't know about you, but like me, like my family's always texting me like, "Hey, did you get home safe? Like, did you make it home cool? Like, you know what I mean?" And so they're always worried. Like, regardless, like our family's always gonna be worried, especially when they see stuff like this. They're like, "Damn, like, you don't have to be doing anything. People were just eating pizza and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like you don't even necessarily got to be you, the people around you. So,
right.
But one thing that I do admire about you, like I said, is like growing so fast. In the I would say like in the DJ community in this thing. So but like not everybody opens like with open arms, you know what I mean? You kind of got your own opportunities and stuff like that. So the fact that you're still doing what you're doing and building your nights doing that applauds to you, bro, cuz it's not easy, you know what I mean?
No,
cuz people don't understand like you could have I interviewed Jamar last week and he's like you could have like 99 amazing nights, but at that one night that's what everyone's going to remember, you know what I mean? Like so you can have a good run, but you have one hiccup in the middle of it, like everyone's gonna remember that. Mm-hmm. So, and as far as like what you want to do in the next 2 or 3 years in the DJ community, like what is this thing that you want to do or grow within doing this DJing stuff?
Definitely within then, I want to be able to release music, be able to do more venues and travel, man. Yeah. Travel while DJing, man. Definitely want to do that within the next 2-3 years.
Oh, and I remember we talked about it too. It's like, correct me if I'm mistaken, but you said you never flew before?
No.
So it's like, that. How awesome would that be if like your first time you're flying out is doing a gig?
That would be dope. Drove everywhere.
That's the first time that's happened to me. Like I never flew out, and like the first time, shout out my boy Dan Carter. He's out of New York, and I had a radio show, and I played one of his songs, and like he had a show out there. It's called Pianos. It's in Lower Manhattan, and he booked me to go out there and do a show. And it's like, damn, I never even flew before, none of that. So like, that was the first time I ever take a flight. Was on my first gig. So, I mean, by the grace of God, bro, I hope that happens to you too, bro. And you get that opportunity to be able to, you know what I mean, be able to travel and do what you love. Because, like I said, like the DJing stuff, bro, it could be bigger than, like you said, producing, you know, doing shows. And like, you know, your first concert, do you remember like your first concert you did? And that, like, how was that like crowd compared to like a regular like Friday, Saturday, Sunday crowd, like at the clubs and stuff?
Oh, different. Yeah. I believe it was a Soulja Boy concert.
Oh, a Soulja Boy, yeah.
Yeah, the Soulja Boy concert, man. It was different because it was like, imagine when people come to the club, but instead of that coming to have a good time, they're coming directly to the DJ booth and they're just looking right at you.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine that. Like, but then there's just like a whole bunch of them and they just keep coming. And it's like, it's definitely different. But also at the same time, it's like the same, but it's like, cause it's like, you know, you're gonna do your thing, you play music, you're gonna get them turned, and then once you realize, it's like, you know what, like, it's basically kind of what I already do. Like, sure, the scene is different, but what I kind of do isn't gonna change. Like, I'm gonna just DJ and get the crowd going. That's it. And then
and definitely, like you said, that like for that too, you gotta like make sure you read the crowd and make sure that you know there's certain songs that you can play there that you wouldn't be able to play somewhere.
Exactly,
so
you still gotta read the crowd, and yeah.
And what's one goal do you have for yourself? Like, it doesn't even need to necessarily be like in the DJ community or just in general. Like, what's something that, like, you know, that Groovy wants to see going on in the next couple of years?
What I want to see is a lot of peace in the club, man.
Yeah,
a lot of peace in the club, bro. Like, people just coming out having a good time, being able to be like, okay, yeah, I got that good time. He played this, he played that. I had fun with my friends, and I got home safe. That's what I want to start seeing in the next couple of years. Like, no problems, no nothing. Like, just people getting home safe and having fun.
Yeah, that's smooth. That's all we could hope for, bro, and wish. Because, like I said, like there's a lot of opportunities and clubs opening up downtown that we just want to keep making sure that stuff's up and running and we still have a home to, you know, play at and DJ at. So, like I said, bro, I really appreciate you coming out. And is there anything you want to add or say?
Man, I really appreciate being here, man. This is a lot of fun. I don't really do this too much, but I was very interested, man. Thank you for inviting me, bro.
No, appreciate you, bro. I know, like I know that I wanted you to be one of my first guests on the show before I started getting people in here. So I'm glad that you're one of the first ones on here. And if you want to plug up your Instagram, your social medias and stuff like that too, let people know where you're DJing at.
Yeah, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram at sir_groovy, VIE. I also be DJing a lot of places downtown. You can follow me on my Instagram. I usually post everything on there.
Well, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being on the pod. And then shout out to everyone viewing this. Yes. We're going to drop it soon. And I appreciate Groovy for coming through. It means more to me than you know, brother.
Man, shout out to Nobody Loves the DJ, man.
Sheesh, Nobody Loves the DJ. Appreciate you.
Shout out.